Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to this installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs, and I want to thank you so much for joining me today. As today, we're going to, I'm going to try to wash all three cars today for the first time this spring. They are all in need of a good hand cleaning, but the Aztek, we're going to do something a little bit different. That's why I decided to kind of, put it on video. So after we wash this bad boy, I'm going to attempt to polish and wax it. Who knows when this car had a good, wax coating and stuff applied to it. I mean, I know it wasn't had to have been way before I got it, way before. So, I mean, surprisingly enough, it really isn't all that bad when it cleans up. I haven't washed it yet, so it still has, kind of a shine, but overall, I mean, the actual body of the car really isn't too bad. Over the time that I've had it, this has kind of been getting worse here, but it was kind of small when I first bought the car, and it's getting slightly worse, but there's nothing I can do about that. But I just figured it'd be kind of interesting to see what this car would look like once it was washed, and we give it a nice polish and put a wax coating on it, especially back here. I don't know if I ever got to these lights, but they look awful. They are very hazy. And it's been a long time since I've actually waxed a car. I've never polished a car before, so this will be a first time for the polishing. The other two, they're still relatively new. I don't really think they need a polish, but I would eventually like to get a nice new wax coating on them. Now, when I'm washing all my cars, every time that I'm done washing and when I do the waxing or the drying, I apply a spray wax every time. I'm not going to do that with this one today because we're going to actually put some real wax on it. So, you can see the wheels and stuff left over from winter, brake dust. There's some road grime down there. The coloring of the plastic, I know you guys are gonna probably ask if I'm going to restore that. Eventually, I would like to restore this. This is still left over from a guy who comes to the place I used to work at. He does body work and paint touch-ups and stuff. He applied some sort of clear coat to this particular side here, starting from the wheel well here and over to here, and it brought out the original color of this black cladding to pretty much match the front bumper and the back bumper, which for some reason those never fade. It's always the side panels that fade on these things, so that's why this one is mixed matched, and the other ones look dull. But I'm not doing anything about that today. I don't have the stuff. Eventually I would like to buy whatever he had. I think he said it was $60 a gallon. He was gonna charge me $60 to get it because he can't get it cheap either. But whatever, it is what it is. So as you can see, there's really not a whole lot of paint surface that we got to deal with. Obviously we got the hood, we got the fenders, the upper half of the doors, and the rear quarters, and the roof, and of course the back. But I'm not doing anything with these because I don't want to make it look any worse. We're just going to do the painted surfaces. Obviously we're not doing the windows. So yeah, I think it'll be kind of cool to see if this thing will look, I don't know, somewhat brand new, close to new, as new as it could possibly get. What else? Oh yeah, I'm kind of using this as my test car because I want to see if I can keep from swirl marks and stuff, but we'll see what happens. So I got my washing stuff out, and this is what I'm going to use. This is stuff that I had left over from when I did the headlight restoration. Or actually, this was from when I had to do my mom's Kia. When she had the Kia and somebody keyed it, I tried to get the scratch out. Anyway, we got a polishing compound. This is what we're going to use. And then I have this super hard shell paste wax. I've used this before on the Grand Prix, and it worked pretty well. So, but the polishing is supposed to kind of bring the paints, I guess, back to life. You know, it's supposed to, you know, I mean, it really, like I said, you can look at it now. It's dirty. It really doesn't look all that bad. But the polishing, I guess, is supposed to kind of, you know, remove whatever oxidation and such lies on the clear coat on the car. And then when you put the wax over it, the wax is supposed to obviously give it the shine and protect it, you know, throughout. So I don't know if I'm really gonna video the entire washing of the car. That's might be kind of boring, but you know, you guys have seen me wash this car before, so what difference does it make? But we'll definitely, you know, I'll show you guys what the car is gonna look like once I get it washed and I dry it off. The car has to be dry. I'm not, like I said, applying any kind of spray wax or anything this time. The car has to be completely dry, and then we'll start the polishing process. Oh, I know it says on the thing you're not really supposed to do it in the sun, and it's supposed to be on a cool surface, cool dry surface. It was supposed to be cloudy today, that's why I picked today to do this, but so far there has been nothing but sun, and there's obviously nothing I can do about that. So I'm gonna do it regardless. I might just try not to keep it on there as long, you know, maybe a little bit at a time, but it might be alright. Alright, and we'll go ahead and get to it. Okay, all clean. So you can see just after giving it a wash and just towel drying it without the spray wax on it, you know, it still has a little bit of reflectiveness to it. I didn't dry the plastic. The plastic is kind of useless, you know, to try and dry. So I just went around and hand dried all the painted parts. I guess you could just kind of see how, you know, there is a dullness to it, basically. But overall, you know, it's not bad. It's in good shape for how old it is. I was thinking about maybe adding wax to the wheels. I washed the wheels, but they look kind of dry too. I had to use that stuff, the brake dust stuff, because the two front wheels were bad from the winter. We need to do brakes on this soon, but that's as best I can get that. But they don't have a shine. There's like a they look kind of dull, and they all kind of look like that. So I don't know if I'm going to polish those. I might polish them. I don't know. We'll see how the the body looks. But at least the wheels are they're still in good shape for the age and stuff. Very little brake staining. There's a couple spots here and there, but I mean, I love these wheels too. I'm so glad that when I bought this one had them, GT wheels. Obviously it's a GT. Alright, so now we're going to attempt to do the polishing. I was thinking about maybe starting on the roof with the polishing, just to see how it'll look. You don't really see the roof, you know, so if it doesn't look right or something, then, you know, whatever. So, yeah, we'll get the polishing stuff, and we'll just try it on an area up there, I guess. Okay, so we're standing on the wheel, and we got our polishing compound. So per the instructions, we just take, you know, the rag. I got a microfiber rag. And we just kind of scoop some up, and I think it says yeah, use a back and forth motion and then wipe it off before it actually begins to dry. So we'll just try it on this area here. Oh, this is kind of hard to, I don't know how much to use, but we'll just do it like this. Okay. Yeah, we'll just wipe it in, back and forth motion. It's kind of going away on its own. Okay, I guess. Okay, now I was going to use this towel to wipe off the excess. Didn't really want to get some on that, paint or the plastic. That might be kind of a challenge. If the surface smells, the surface feels different. Oh, there goes my rag. Darn it. Doesn't look too bad. I mean, I don't notice anything abnormal about it. Didn't leave any, I don't see any marks. A couple spots where I'm trying to get it out a little more, but obviously this plastic, it's gonna get into the plastic probably. That's where it is. Oh well. That's why I wanted to try it up here to see what it was gonna do. Alright. Well, I'm just gonna continue doing it. I'll finish the roof. And then I'll move on to the hood or something. We'll work our way down. Alright, so we did just a little more of the roof in this section, and I guess you can kind of see, it does have a little more of a reflection to it. And then, yeah, it might work out the way that I was thinking it was going to. And then the wax, the wax will give it more of a shine and protect that, obviously. So I guess compared to a part of the car that hasn't been polished, you can see the sun, but not as much of a reflective look, whereas this, I guess, has a little more of a mirrored look, I think. So, alright, let's continue. Alright, so far, oh, look who's here. Yep, never fails. Uh-huh. Good to know. Alright, anyway. So far, we did the roof, we did the hood, we did the front a little bit, like the painted part, the headlights, amber lights, and I did this front fender. And that's, just the polishing part so far. So, you can see, you can actually see my reflection in the fender a little bit. And you can kind of see how the reflection varies. I look a little clearer in this one. So that's where we stand so far. I can't believe the wasps are back already. It never fails, guys. Anyway, I got some spots on here that need to be, you know, wiped off more. I can kind of see why they tell you not to use this stuff in the sun, because when it does harden, it gets kind of hard to get off. But the instructions before I wax it said to actually like rewash the car, but I'm not gonna wash it. I might spray the car, get it wet again, and then just re-dry it, and then we'll do the wax. That should get all the excess polish off, like on the plastic and stuff. And you know, from there we should just be able to continue on with the waxing. So that's the plan so far. I'm gonna continue on. Here we go. Okay, so what time is it now? I don't even know. Oh, 3:45. We're done with the polishing. It's been a little while. So yeah, the entire car has the polish around it, or on it I should say. This door, I think, might have been repainted because it still looks kind of hazy compared to the rest of them, but you know, it is what it is. But a lot of the car, you know, looks pretty good. So there's still a couple of streaks and stuff. You can kind of see dust now. There's dust hazing on the windows and stuff. So when the polish is coming off, it turns into a dust, a powder. And I think that's why I probably need to, you know, not wash, but I'm gonna rinse it off, try to get all the excess, you know, stuff that kind of ran along the plastic and stuff off. If it doesn't come off, I'm sure over time it will. But so the polishing part is done. I'm gonna eat because I'm getting hungry now, and then we'll do the waxing. Hopefully by the time I get back from eating, the you know, the sun is moving. And that side of the car was hidden by the house next door, so that's cool. But working along that side was actually easier than obviously the warm parts of the car in the sun. So yeah, so we'll eat, and then we'll rinse it off. We'll towel dry it again, and then we'll do the wax, and then I can call it a day. So we'll see how it looks when it's all done. I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so at this point, it's starting to get a little bit later now. So the sun's not really as much of a bother as it was earlier. But as you can see, we re-hosed it off. We wiped off all of the excess polish. It does look shinier. So now all we gotta do is put the wax on it. And hopefully it'll look shinier. Looks pretty good though. Hello. So, got some of the, I was able to get some of it off of here, like, you know, kind of in the crevices. Didn't all come out, but it is what it is. It'll be fine. I'm sure over time when the rain and stuff hits it, you know, it'll probably end up coming off. Alright, let's get the wax out. Now, hopefully this won't take as long doing the waxing part. Polishing felt like it took forever, but the polishing also got really hard after a while, so we'll start it over here, and we're going to do tiny swirls. I wonder if I put enough on there. I'm not pushing. It's just lightly gliding, you know. It's kind of hard to see now because the sun is going away. Not sure this would be faster and maybe easier if I had, you know, tools like power tools, power buffer and such. Okay, I'll just set that. Oh, well, I didn't want to do that, but whatever. I'll set that there. Okay, I got my towel. Let's see how this looks. It's hard to see at this point. Oh, it looks pretty good to me. Ooh, heck yeah. Oh yeah. I think I got it all. Oh yeah, that looks nice. I don't think it's swirled either. That's what you want to try to avoid. Ah, that looks good. That section. All right, let's continue on with the rest of it. I did not think that was going to take as long as it did. I probably got out here, what, around 12:30, 1 o'clock, and it is now 7:45. Whew, I am beat, and I'm already sunburned. We'll see how that feels tomorrow. But yeah, it started getting dark, obviously, toward the end. So I don't think there's any weird, swirls or anything. It all looked like it was, waxing out pretty good. We did the lights, we polished and waxed the lights, so they look a little clearer again. I'm sure it'll be a matter of time before they actually get, foggy. but they look good now. I realized that this fog light down here has water in it, some condensation, so this one's still dry. Did the mirrors. Like I said, tried not to do anything with the plastic. Eventually, we'll get the plastic taken care of. Got our tire shine on. I did the back lights also. They look a little clearer. Actually, they look a lot clearer. They look a lot better than they did. Nice guy. Oh yeah. Turned out to be a really nice day. She looks good. This is probably the closest to new that I can make it look, with the exception of the paneling being done. So that's it. For everybody who has been following the series on this car and wanted to see what this thing would look like once it was actually waxed and whatnot, this is it. Wish I had a little more daylight, but I think it's kind of cool because then you can actually see with this, you know, how the light's behind us and you can see the reflectiveness. You know, it's not all just sun. This panel here, I know I mentioned it was kind of cloudy. It's still a little cloudy, I think, but like I said, I think this door was repainted at one point because the finish on it does seem to look a little different from the rest of them. But it is what it is. I don't care. It has a shine to it regardless. It looks good. I'm happy with it. That'll probably be the only time that I actually polish this car. I only polished it because I wanted to see if the polish will actually remove any of the defects in the paint from over the years of neglect that this thing has had. So next time if I want to do this, I'll just probably have to wax it. I probably won't have to do the polish. Just like these two, these cars are new enough. They just need a wax. They don't need a polish, I don't think, because the paint, you know, they still look good. I've kept them clean. So I think it's time to move it up. Alright guys, so I think that's pretty much going to do it for today's vlog. You know, I really don't have to move it up because we're not going to go anywhere. I don't know, I might take the Fusion out tomorrow just for a drive. Not going to interact with anybody. Brakes are squeaking a little bit. So there you have it, guys. We washed, we fully polished, and we fully waxed the Aztek. It has been so long since I waxed a car. The waxing was actually the quick part. It didn't take that long to wax. The polishing felt like it took forever. And the polishing dries really quick, and it's harder to get off when it dries, so that took some time. The wax was really easy. So that's it, guys. You know, I hope everybody out there is still doing well. I hope everybody is staying inside. Oh, that reminds me, Mr. Wright, ironically enough, tried to call me out on the last video about the lockdown when the last vlog where I mentioned I was going to be staying home and whatnot. You know, as I should. So he tried to call me out on that because I was out and about going to get some food that day. And you know what? He is right, ironically enough. I don't want to boost his ego with the name Mr. Wright on, you know, his Facebook profile or whatnot. But, yeah, he's right. I shouldn't be out and about. A lot of people shouldn't be out and about. The thing is, though, you know, if you have to go out, then you have to go out. That's just how it is. On that day, I had to go get some food. But when I was kind of ranting about people being out, I'm talking about people who have really no reason to be out. People who are, you know, they're going to stores, retail stores with their whole families, like I mentioned, and they're not there to really buy anything. They're just hanging out. And like even today, you know, I see people out and about, outdoors and stuff, and that's fine. Go for a walk, go to the park, Go for a bike ride. I mean, you could be outside. The whole key is not to interact with anybody. That's the point. And I've seen people today, you know, like groups of teenage kids all hanging together, walking down the street, and they shouldn't be together. You know, if you're going to be out and about, you should be alone. So when I say that I might take the Fusion out for a drive tomorrow, I literally mean I'm going to drive my Fusion with nobody else in the car but me, and I'm just going to cruise. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm going to maybe take it around the block or the neighborhood a few times and bring it back home. That's only because I don't like the cars sitting. Eventually I'll do it with the Fiesta. We'll take the Fiesta for a quick drive and whatnot. That's what I'm talking about. The whole point of this thing is to not socially interact with anybody physically. So, Mr. Wright, you know, when I went to go get my food, I had already ordered the food via the app. So when I got there, I had already paid for it. When I got there, I grabbed my food, had no interaction with anybody, no close interaction. I walked into the restaurant. The food was already there at the bar. I paid for everything. I grabbed my food and I left. So that's the point. You know, I'm not interacting with anybody. That's it. So, sorry about that. I just wanted to you know, kind of give my explanation as, you know, with what that comment, you know, what I was meaning yesterday, or not yesterday, the other day when I was filming that vlog. Just stay safe, guys. Take this seriously. I don't want, you know, these numbers to keep rising. Today in Ohio, we're almost at 3,800. I mean, 2 days ago when I filmed the vlog 2 days ago, we were almost at 3,000, and now 2 days later, we're almost at 3,800. So that's, you know, there's a lot going on, and nobody wants to see anybody get sick. We all want life to go back to normal, and it's not going to do that unless everybody does their part and stays home. So I usually don't preach about a whole lot of stuff that's going on in the world today. I really don't. I don't like to talk about politics. I don't like to talk about religion. I like to keep all that stuff to myself. But this time, you know, with this matter, I really feel like everybody needs to take this seriously. And I still think there are a lot of people that don't take it seriously, and it's sad. So guys, please stay home. Watch my videos. Watch somebody else's videos. Just do anything. Go, like I said, go outside. Go play outside. Go for a walk. Go for a bike ride. Go for a drive. Just don't interact with anybody in person. Don't go to retail stores without a purpose. You know, stuff like that. Let's lock it up. Yeah, one day we'll get the paneling taken care of. But other than that, the paint looks good. Look at the lights. The lights, they look clear. I love it. Alright guys, let's wrap it up. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Check out teespring.com/store/bikes-vehicle-spotlight for all of your MVS and vlog merchandise. I gotta go clean up all the other stuff that I have outside. This is always the worst part about doing the car washes. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching, and take care.